Hello everybody, welcome to the multi-step inequalities video. First thing we're going to do is draw a line under the inequality sign. And then it's a very similar acronym that we used throughout the solving equations unit. Distribute if needed, combine like terms if needed. After you do that, you should have a two-step inequality left over. You're going to solve that two-step. You're going to make sure if you multiply or divide by a negative number that you flip that inequality sign. So just make sure that happens if you need to. Okay, let's get to it. Line under the equal sign. Inequality sign. DCS off to the side. We decide if we need to distribute. There are no parentheses. There is no need to distribute. C says combine like terms. I see negative 13x and I see 3x. I'm going to combine those. Negative 13 plus 3 is negative 10x. Then I have minus 2, and then I bring everything else down. We just did C. Now we're at solve the two-step. So I now have to add 2 to both sides. Cross out my minus 2's, bring down my negative 10x. Bring down my inequality symbol. 48 plus 2 is 50. If negative 10x is greater than or equal to 50. To get rid of a negative 10, I have multiplication here, so I have to divide by negative 10. Negative 10's cancel. Bring down my x. I just divided by a negative. I'm going to make that note because that means I have to take the symbol and flip it. It's now a less than or equal to. 50 divided by negative 10 is negative 5. Okay, now we go graph this. Negative 5, and I'm going to fill in the rest of my numbers on my number line. Dot at negative 5. I am saying less than or equal to, so it should be a filled in dot. My variable is in the correct spot, it's on the left, so I know that my numbers are all less than or equal to negative 5, so I'm going to pick all the numbers less than negative 5. Keep in mind if you wanted to, you could make that inequality sign into a little arrow and it points in the direction that we need to put our arrow in. Okay? Next problem. Negative 24 is less than or equal to 4 all times x plus 3. Line under my inequality sign. DCS off to the side. D stands for distribute. We have to distribute because there's parentheses. So I do 4 times, this is really a 1x. 4 times 1x is 4x. I do 4 times 3. I get 12. I bring down negative 24. I bring down my less than sign. Combine like terms. Nothing to combine over here. Nothing to combine over here. No need for it. I now solve equation. Solve my two-step. I'm going to do minus 12 on both sides. Negative 24 minus 12 is negative 36. Bring down my less than symbol. Bring down my 4x. This is 4 times x, so I have to divide by 4 on both sides. I'm dividing by a positive number, so I do not do anything with the inequality symbol. It doesn't matter that this number is negative, we only care about this number when we try to flip that sign. So we leave that alone. 4's cancel, I bring down my x. Negative 36 divided by 4 is negative 9. I don't like when the variable's on the right. It makes it harder to graph things. I'm going to rewrite this so the variable's on the left and the number's on the right. If I do that, I say, okay, this is pointing at negative 9. My symbol still needs to point at negative 9. I have to rewrite it like that. It now says x is greater than negative 9. Means the same thing, it's just easier to understand this way. Okay. Gonna put my numbers on. I got negative 9 in the middle. I'm gonna do my numbers around it. I now get to do my dot. It is just greater than, not equal to. So we do not include negative 9 in our answer. It's an empty dot. I want to be bigger than negative 9. All the numbers to the right are bigger than negative 9. So I do an arrow like that. And again, if you want to take that inequality sign and make it into an arrow, that's fine. It tells you which way to go. Okay. Give you a second to finish number 2. We'll go on and look at number 3. Line under the inequality sign. DCS. D stands for distribute. I have parentheses, so I have to distribute. I do 4 times, it's a 1x. 4 times 1x is 4x. I do 4 times 2. 4 times 2 is 8. I bring down the rest of my problem. I look to combine like terms. I have things I can combine over here, so we're going to combine those. 5x plus 4x is 9x. I bring down the rest of my problem. I solve the remaining 2 step. I have to do minus 8 first. My 8's cancel. I bring down my 9x. I bring down my inequality symbol. Negative 28 minus 8 is negative 36. I have 9 times x. To get rid of multiplication, I divide by 9. I'm dividing by a positive number. I do not flip my inequality symbol. I only do that if the number I'm dividing by is negative. This does not change what I do. It just means that we're going to have a negative answer. Negative 36 divided by 9 is negative 4. 9's cancel on the left. I'm left with x. Numbers on the number line. The dot at negative 4 should be filled in because it is greater than or equal to, so we can be equal to negative 4. And if I want to be greater than or equal to negative 4, I need to have all the numbers to the right of negative 4 included, so I put an arrow on there. Okay? And that's the whole problem. Go ahead and do 4 through 8, please. Start questions if you're interested. Pause the video and do that. Alright, here's number 4. Pause the video if you need to look longer. Here's 5 and 6. Notice we had to rewrite this because the variable was on the wrong side. Notice we had to flip the variable because we divided by a negative 9. Here's 7 and 8. Again, notice we had to flip the inequality symbol because we divided by a negative. If you have questions, let me know. Otherwise, have a great day.